If you search for a small phone on Google, you'll quickly realize that those are hard to come by. Nowadays, a regular size phone would be considered massive 10 years ago. But if you want something that you can truly use with one hand, then keep watching. After going through dozens of smartphones, I found the 6 best compact phones that are actually small. And make sure to stick around until the end because the last pick is so compact that you can hide it in the palm of your hand. And if you're interested in any of these phones, I'll leave links to them in the description below. Number 6 is the iPhone SE 3rd generation, which is the most budget-friendly iPhone on our list. Now, I know the 4th generation already came out, but since that one's over 6 inches, I didn't want to include it in this video. So this 3rd generation has a 4.7-inch Retina HD display, which means it won't feel bulky in your hand. And even with those chunky top and bottom bezels, the frame stays thin and gives it a lighter feel. This is also the last iPhone that comes with a physical home button. So you're getting Touch ID, which most people prefer, over the typical Face ID anyway. Under the hood, it comes with an A15 Bionic processor, which may not be the latest in Apple's lineup, but it still outshines many mid-range phones. This allows it to have Smart HDR4 and Deep Fusion, which is usually reserved for pricier models. And this basically means whenever you take a picture, nothing's blown out, which is pretty impressive considering you're only getting a single 12-megapixel rear sensor that also lets you shoot in 4K up to 60 frames per second. Battery life also isn't going to be a concern, considering it's rated for up to 15 hours of video playback. And even if you use this iPhone SE heavily, it should still last you the whole day. There's also wireless charging, but don't expect super fast speeds like with wired charging. You're only getting 7.5 watts versus the 20 watts when plugged into the wall. Now, before we move on to the next compact phone, I think it's important to let you know about software support. Apple usually gives you 7 years of support. So that means if you get this iPhone today, you can still expect updates until 2029. Number 5 is the Mutida Compact, which is the most minimalist compact phone on our list. And this is going to be great if you're someone who's addicted to your phone and needs a social media detox. The screen on this phone is going to be even smaller at 4.3 inches. And what makes this unique is that it's completely e-ink, just like on a Kindle, so it's less distracting. And because of this, you can also expect insane battery life of up to 6 days. You get the basics with this phone, including the ability to make calls, send texts, use offline maps, and play music. But if you really want, you can always download other apps manually. You'll get more privacy too. It has a hardware switch that turns off microphones, cellular radios, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and the camera completely. Now you can download apps on your Android or iPhone that can do the same functions, but those use software, while the hardware switch ensures a full power shutdown for these parts. For a basic phone, it feels like a premium device. It has rounded edges and a thicker 12.6mm body. Plus, the design even won the 2025 IF and Red Dot Awards. And if you're wondering, the documents scanned with the camera look normal on a laptop or another phone. They don't appear monochrome like they do on the phone. The same goes for pictures. Number 4 is the Asus Zenfone 10, which has the best screen resolution for a compact Android on our list. It's a couple of years old and has a 5.9-inch display, which is bigger than the previous two. But I included this phone for its Full HD Plus AMOLED panel, which has a pixel density of 446 pixels per inch. This means you get more pixels in a smaller area, resulting in a higher resolution. On top of that, you get a refresh rate of 144 Hz, which makes the animations feel smoother. And if you're a gamer, you'll appreciate the quick response time. Under the hood, it comes with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, up to 16 GB of RAM, and 512 GB of storage. So it's snappier and can handle heavy workloads while still being less than 6 inches corner to corner. Speed aside, the Zenfone 10 also has a camera setup that's better than the previous two phones. You get a 50-megapixel main camera with gimbal stabilization. So even if you're running, your videos will be smooth without the shakiness. You also get a second 13-megapixel ultra-wide lens that handles group shots, and a 32-megapixel selfie camera, which uses pixel binning so your night shots are brighter and look great for social media. So if you want a smooth screen and a top-notch processor, the Zenfone 10 is perfect. It's easy to use without needing to stretch your thumb across a large tablet. And if you plan on buying any of these phones, make sure to check our links below for the best prices. This way, I get a small commission while the price remains the same for you, which supports our team in making more of these videos. Also, if you enjoy our content, a sub to the channel would be appreciated. Number 3 is the iPhone 13 mini, which is the best performing compact iPhone on our list. This phone measures only 5.4 inches, but it has the same A15 Bionic chip as the 13 Pro, so its performance is nearly the same as the larger model. Though it's older, I chose it because it's the last mini phone in the iPhone lineup. Plus, you'll be getting a better build quality than the iPhone SE 3rd generation. It has a ceramic shield front glass, aluminum rails, and is rated for 60 meters of water resistance. This means it can withstand drops and rain better than many rugged phones. You can also use it outdoors in daylight. The Super Retina display features 476 pixels per inch and reaches a peak brightness of 831 nits. Battery-wise, it holds its ground. Apple upgraded to a larger 2,400 mAh battery compared to the 2,200 mAh battery in the 12 mini. Plus, real-world tests show that this phone also lasts longer than the iPhone SE 3rd generation. Now, iPhone never goes wrong with the cameras, and the same is the case with this phone. You'll find a 12-megapixel main lens along with a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens. This ultra-wide captures some of the broadest angles available in any phone. The night mode kicks in automatically, and you can shoot 4K video at 60 frames per second with Dolby Vision. Overall, if you want a snappy feel, security updates, and good resale value, the 13 mini is unmatched. It offers top performance in a small size. Number 2 is the Oukitel WP32, and it's the best rugged compact phone on our list. I picked it for its full-day power and tough build, all in a body under 6 inches. First, let's talk about the 5.93-inch HD Plus display. It's only 720 by 1440 pixels. But this lower resolution lets the Unisoc T606 octa-core chip run smoothly while saving power. The screen is also bright enough for job site checklists and won't look too bulky in your pocket. This phone has both IP68 and IP69K ratings, which means it can withstand dust, rain, and high-pressure water with ease, while the reinforced corners can handle concrete impacts from about 1.5 meters. As you can see, it's not usually a slim phone, but that's because Oukitel fits a 6,300 mAh battery inside. That gives you 2 to 3 days of light use or a full 12-hour shift with GPS, Bluetooth, and the flashlight on. And if you want to charge another phone with it, it even supports OTG reverse charging, so it also works as a power bank. For daily tasks, you get 4 GB of physical RAM and 128 GB of storage. Plus, there's a micro SD slot supporting up to 1 TB. This is great if you want to load offline maps or inspection photos from your workstation. Speaking of photos, the 20-megapixel Samsung sensor on the back captures clear shots in 1080p at 30 frames per second. And the 5-megapixel front camera is great for quick video calls from the field. So, if you're looking for a compact yet tough phone, the WP32 is the best pick. And finally, number 1 is the Unihertz Jelly Star, which is the smallest Android I could find on the internet. This phone is barely the length of a credit card, thanks to a 3-inch display that makes even the iPhone SE look huge. Under the hood, you get the MediaTek Helio G99 processor, 8 GB of RAM, and 256 GB of storage. On the back of the phone, you can see the circuit board and frames through the transparent cover. And despite its small 2,000 mAh battery, the efficient chip and the small screen size mean you can expect a full day of light use. Camera quality is also more than what you'd expect from such a tiny thing. The 48-megapixel sensor lets you capture solid-looking pics, especially in daylight. However, it does struggle in low light. Nighttime pics are passable if you have a steady hand, but they're nowhere near the quality of flagship phones. You do get some premium features such as NFC for tap to pay and an infrared blaster that controls TVs and air conditioners so you can use it as a universal remote. And when you want to connect your service, you get 2 nano SIM slots. So you can either have 2 SIMs or use 1 SIM and the extra slot for extra storage with an SD card. Plus, Unihertz somehow even fitted a 3.5mm audio jack into it, and even FM radio. It's running Android 13 with Google certification, so every Play Store app installs normally. Just remember, the keyboard keys are small, so you'll probably use voice to text more often. So if you want the smallest phone that you can use as a backup, then the Jelly Star is worth getting. And that's it for today. I hope this video helped you find the perfect compact phone. And if you want to check out any of these, I'll leave links to the latest pricing in the top comments. Plus, if you found this helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell notification so you know when our latest videos come out. Thanks for watching.